against the Spurs. But that result is secondary to Steph Curry injuring his right ankle once again. It's the fourth time in the last 2.5 months Curry's rolled that already problematic ankle.
That's a lot.
The Dubs say this time is not serious,
Yeah.
but he does have a history with it, as we all know. And there's also the issue of the surging Rockets and home court advantage in the West. Tony, how cautious should the champs be between now and the end of the regular season?
So here we go with today's Rockets-Warriors story, part 4 of a 50-part series that will last all the way to June. How cautious should they be? More cautious than they want to be. 100% cautious.
What does that mean? Tell me, give me a plan.
Don't play him. Don't play him until he's
long?
out. Look, they have the best team in basketball if they're healthy. So Curry has to be healthy, Durant has to be healthy, Thompson has to be healthy, Draymond Green
has to
they
be,
have to be healthy.
They all got to be
If
healthy.
this means that they lose home court to the Rockets, they've been to the finals 3 years in a row. How many times have Rockets been to the finals in the last 3 years?
None.
Okay, 0 times in a row.
Rockets team is better than it's been.
But if you're a great tean, you can win on the road.
I know.
They shouldn't worry about that.
I realize that. I would probably go to Steph and say, you're going to give us at least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks.
This is chronic
It's
now.
early March. It's always been chronic.
Well,
he used to miss a lot of games. He doesn't miss many games anymore. Not many. He missed some
same
games in
ankle.
the playoffs
The same
2 years
ankle
ago.
all the time?
This happens, Tony. But the point is, and Steph knows this, he's got a training staff and a medical staff that knows how to manage it. But I think if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm going to Steph and say 2 weeks. We don't need you now. Tony, I'm not sure I believe what you believe in this particular instance about home court advantage. I believe
you think
that
it's
the
an
West,
automatic?
I just think it could come down to that. And you want to have it in your back pocket.
I understand, but a great team, again, wins on the road. I think that the Houston Rockets right now, that they sit in their locker room with pins and they put it in Steph Curry's ankle. Because they know, if he's not great, they're not
There's great college basketball tonight, but there's Rockets-Raptors. If I call your house and you don't have on a second TV, I'm coming to your house.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a rare Friday edition of Mail Time, and the reason, lazy producers. Let me see what's first.
Careful, they could take it out on you.
Who's more likely to miss the playoffs, the Thunder or the Spurs?
Well, Tony, I think both of them will make the playoffs, but if I'm just keying in on this question, you got to look at the schedule. And the Thunder, in addition to a game tonight, San Antonio, but that's in OKC. After they start with the Clippers, and then they get, Tony, at Toronto, at Boston, Miami, Portland, at the Spurs, Denver, the Pelicans, the Dubs, the Rockets, and they made those at Rockets, at Pels. Anthony Davis could be back for the Pelicans by then. So I think their schedule is so much harder than what the Spurs have to face.
That's so interesting.
I'm going to say the Spurs are likely.
It's so interesting to me that you would take 20 seconds and just read off a bunch of schedule items.
I'm not sure, because you wouldn't want to do any research.
Because
it's not college basketball.
The reason the Spurs are less likely to make the playoffs is because their best player, Kawhi Leonard, doesn't play.
He's coming back.
Right, but he doesn't play right now.
But he's coming back.
The best player on the other team, Russell Westbrook, does play. Interestingly enough, because you talked about the scheduling, about how terrible it was for the Thunder.
Yeah.
When I was preparing for this, I was told that people who make it a point of knowing these things say that San Antonio faces the roughest remaining schedule. I agree with you that both teams are going to make it, because I cannot see Utah and Denver beating them both.
Yeah, I can't see him beating those out, but the Thunder has the toughest schedule. I don't care what some BPI tells you. Why don't you read the schedule and figure it out?
It was the BPI. And we lost about 10,000 viewers as you read
Should the
things.
NBA replay the last 0.6 of a second of Lakers Magic?
Okay, so this comes about because the referees made a mistake at the beginning here. The clock had a malfunction, and instead of giving Orlando the ball, they called a jump ball, and the NBA has admitted this is wrong. Normally, I would say to you...
Look at the buzzer go off right there.
Yeah, which before
it can't go off. It's not touched.
Normally, I would say to you, don't replay it because both teams stink and they're not going to make the playoffs. But in this case, I want them to replay it because the Magic is tanking. So they will get the ball and have to come up with a creative way to throw the ball off somebody's head so that they don't even get a shot.
That
so
would be
replay it.
Dumb. You're not going to fly a team that surely doesn't go back out to L.A., from the East.
Let them fly.
You're not going to fly back out there. And if all they're going to do to
like
make sure you tank is to say, let me just throw it to Luke Walton. He's on the other team. Game over. So if the game mattered, Yes, if there was
One playoff.
1.6 seconds left, I might make them do it. 6/10? No, I'm not doing that.
I think you bring them all together and you say, let's play
So
this
waste
out.
of money.
This
So
isn't
let's have you
Whose
spend
money
your
is
money.
it?
Yours.
It's not my money. It's not
Sure, let
your
it be
money.
yours.
It's not.